All right, guys. Guido coming at you with a coffee talk from the left side of the Atlantic. Good morning. Got my coffee.
Good morning. It's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with his tea. This is not a Scottish tea. So I'm the first time I'm testing online. First time in
Do they
during
even
all.
know how to make tea?
No, I'm not sure. I'm going to try now. You see, I've made it. I can't remember what it's called now. The Highland Tea Company made it. So we'll have a go. Let's see if it's Scottish
Does it
or it's
have?
proper
Is
English
it
tea.
made with sheep droppings?
Yeah, it tastes that way. That is that is an interesting taste. Although, to be fair, I've just been munching some Ryvitas, look, and they are black pepper Ryvitas, so my taste buds aren't working properly, unfortunately.
What's a Ryvita?
Oh, it's. I'll show you. It's a dry. It's a dry thing you put cottage cheese on. I didn't know cottages had cheese, made cheese, but anyway, cottage cheese goes on this. And it's dry, it's horrible. It's like a piece of cardboard. It's like what you would lay down before you put tiles down in the kitchen. So yeah,
That
that's my wife. That's my house general's idea of a healthy breakfast.
that is entirely appropriate thing to put something as useless as cottage cheese on.
Yeah. but I've heard of.
So you're gonna
goat's
take
cheese.
something with no taste and put it on something
Yeah.
with no taste.
No, well, that's got taste because that's black pepper. That's crap black
Yeah,
pepper.
because you want to you'd have to cover cottage cheese in something to make it edible.
It's something exactly. But the trouble is, it makes the tea taste not quite tea. Tastes like I want to say it tastes like iodine.
I like cheese. I like cheese. I do not like cottage cheese.
I don't think cottage cheese is a real thing because you
It,
get goat's cheese, sheep's cheese, you get what else you get? Cow's cheese, whatever
yeah,
you get. But you don't get cottages
like
making cheese, do you?
slimy balls.
It's horrible. Yeah, it is gross.
Sorry, Major
Major
Rock,
Rock.
Wayne, Jimmy, Grindle, O'Brute. Good morning.
Good morning, all. Yes, it's about 80% Scotch. Yeah.
Where were we?
I don't know. Well, the tanks work. How's how's the house going anyway?
Well, we discussed a little bit, but we will rehash some of it for the edification of the two people watching. Um,
The 20,000.
the closet is 99% done. Just some finishing stuff.
Cool.
Excuse me.
That's
Goodness.
you.
It actually got cold around here. Just to change
No, it
the
didn't.
subject.
No,
We
it
got all the way
didn't.
down to 45 Fahrenheit.
Oh wow, that is really cold.
Yeah,
for Florida,
freezing
isn't
cold.
it? Yeah, yeah.
So all the stuff's back in the closet minus my stuff.
Minus your stuff. Why?
I guess I've been evicted, as you say. The landlord has decided.
Evicted.
I've been evicted. Yeah, the landlord decided that my
Yeah.
presence in the closet is no longer. I do have one small double hang area for my 2 rows of clothes that I own.
It sounds very much like. To be fair, now let's look at it like that. That there, get my finger right. That there is all of my possessions in one space. That there is the rest of it. Or I say nearly all of it. That's the rest of it. And that's it in this house. You've seen this house.
Yeah.
Everything else is house general. Everything. If I step outside that door, I'm a stranger in my own property. So you're getting a feeling like I get every day I wake up.
Well, this
Because
room
that's where
is
the
this
tighty whiteys live.
this is where all my stuff is now, essentially.
Yeah, that's it. This is you.
Yeah.
That's your room.
Other than a little few clothes in the new reimagined closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my guns, my ammo, a safe, an old filing cabinet that we were discussing about because who uses filing cabinets anymore?
Who files?
I probably have stuff from 2000 in there. I'm gonna have to dig all that out, burn it, and shred it. What else I got over here? That's it. Just and some old computer crap. Because
That's your life in a room, isn't it?
for some reason I've kept my 3 towers ago, I think. It would have been a computer that had like a 980 or 800 series in it or something. I even still have the thing in there. I don't know.
Was it an i3 Intel chip?
I don't even know why I have it. I'm just looking at it going, that. Actually, my son had it for a long time, and we just barely upgraded his to my old one, so there you go. How's the rest of it going? So now we have the subfloor into the kitchen.
That's good.
That's good. And we were discussing this, but I guess it's a composite wood product that's the subfloor because I've got joists. I've got a crawl space, so they're on the joists. And then on top of that is this sort of, it's not, I mean, it's flexible, but it's stiff as well. But it's a plastic product that goes on top, and then that thing's glued down with mud or whatever it is. I don't know what the term is for the floor.
Yeah.
And then the tile apparently goes on top of that after they put leveler down.
Right.
All the tiles are sitting on the. Yeah, I got this is a 47 build, Sergeant Major Rock.
But if you like a crawl space in Florida, are you not worried that you'll wake up one day with an alligator living underneath your house? I mean,
No.
is it accessible?
No, there's little grates. The grates are maybe that big for it to breathe around the bottom edge of it.
All right. All right.
Yeah, it's a brick build, so it's brick walls that are on the ground.
Right.
But inside, there's joists across, and then the floor's on the joists, not on the ground.
Right. Cool.
And I don't know, that may have been something not for gators, but for water.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that could have been something that they did around here. Although where I live doesn't really flood. The whole area is kind of swampy. I'm at about the highest point around.
So it's just in case, but it'll be a standard build.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly why. I mean, I guess they, in 47, maybe they weren't dropping a lot of concrete. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But there you go. You've just had a Prime subscription from JGC.
JGC, thanks, man. Much appreciated. 40 bucks. Fantastic. So the kitchen, I guess the next thing is the kitchen tile. And we did get some demo it's hard to describe, but the old place where the washer and dryer was in the hallway. And that's now spaced since we moved the washer and dryer back into the closet, into the walk-in closet, and turned that kind of into a closet laundry room. That's
like a utilities room then.
Yeah, that space is going to be used now for part of it for a walk-in closet to the kitchen, walk-in pantry, and incorporated into the small bathroom that's right next to all that, and it'll essentially be a shower. Hey, look, we got a hype train coming now.
Oh, Brute.
We haven't had a hype train in a long time. Oh, Brute, thanks, man. Yours is in the garage. Yeah, there's a lot of that around here, especially in my neighborhood because it's all older houses. There's people that have them outside. You'll have like a lean-to or whatever kind of, or a walkway between an old garage or a space outside that's just a ceiling coming across, but it's open. So you get all kinds of stuff like that around here. Yeah. Oh, Cliffy. Holy cow. Everybody's come and do it at the same time.
We're going mad.
I do appreciate that, guys. Absolutely fantastic. So that's where we're at that. So tile next. And then they finished up a lot of the electric. There's a little bit of electric left. And then when the cabinets come in, then we got to tie in the plumbing. We got to make sure all the electric's right. There's still some electric to be done as far as 220 in the right place and some other stuff like that. And then it'll be moving on to the bathroom because I think bathroom demo is going to get done pretty quickly too.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good.
Took the wall down. Again, an old bathroom. So how they did it, it's tiled. What they did is they put this mesh up, nailed that in between the studs, right? This metal mesh, and then they put it's like concrete, but it's the stuff that you put the tiles on, and they slap that onto the mesh, and then they put the tiles onto that. So so it's this just heavy. The whole wall is just this. I don't know. It's like that thick of essentially concrete. The stuff that they use to put it's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm looking at that going, that is not going to be much fun to demo. I'm glad I didn't try to take that one on. it might be that they can bash it from the inside. Because the good news is, since they've opened the walls up, now they're pushing only on the one wall. Now that I think about it, the other one's going to be more problematic. But we'll see what happens. It's kind of wild. That's where we are with that. Going along.
That is good. That is good, though. It's moving along, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, you're going to get it done before Christmas. Is the hope. You're still in that positive mode you were telling me.
Yeah, we're gonna say that. We're gonna say yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I finished the Blesk, guys. I finished the Blesk. Oh, look at that. We did it.
Hey!
We did it.
We did it.
Oh, Pilgrim chucked in some. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. All right. We did it. Yay.
Yay!
Yeah, so thanks to Pilgrim. Thanks to Jimmy. Making it happen. Let's go check it out. I did all right with the Blesk there, Pilgrim.
Well, do you see, I was just looking at that this morning. Let me just tell you where I'm at with all that.
Here it is.
I've been playing the Brits this morning, so Tech Tree. Let's have a Blesk. I'm some way off that, to be honest. Let's have a look at the Blesk.
I ended up with 60%, which is considerably better than the tier 9. Remember, I did the...
Yeah.
What was that one called? Selma. Which I liked. I liked it. It didn't like me a whole bunch. But 60%, although only 848 experience. These were kind of weird numbers, and I don't think they really support a 60%. This is probably more like a 55. If I did 1,000 battles, I'd probably be closer to 55 on that, because you look at it, it's only 1.19 damage and 1.7 destruction ratio, and not even 1,000 per game damage, although a pretty good assist at 853.
Got you. Yeah. The thing is with that is that it is a very, very what do I want to say? It's an acquired skill to play that well, I do think.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That whole line, I think, is an acquired skill, because it doesn't start off very well, does it? It doesn't start. It starts off with that 7-1. I want to say 7-1, whatever it was called. I can't remember what it's called. What was it called?
Oh, the Skoda T17.
The Skoda the T17. Pretty poor. Well, it's only tier 7, but it's a pretty poor tank, I think. And then from then on, you've got to it's a weird skill set for a light tank, I think.
I like the T17. It's kind of in terms of its hull and armor, all that, it's sort of in hit points, it's like a bad medium, but it's got a fantastic gun. Plus, it's got the camo of a light tank. So that's a weird hybrid. The Bless does that to some extent, although I wouldn't say its gun's great other than in situations, which is why I think my damage is relatively low. If you could get it to mid to late game, it was just an absolute murder machine, because it could come in and take out multiple low hit point guys. It's a hard tank to play early in the game, and I got a video coming out on this, just a kind of final action report on it. What I found with the Blesk is I could play it like a light tank much better than I could the Selma. And maybe even much better than T17, because while it's still big among the tier 8 light tanks, it's not massive like the Selma was. So it can do some of the light tank things that you want it to. At least it was competent in those things. So
you see, okay, is that like? Would you suggest then to play that particular line like we used to play the light tanks prior to the things like the ELC coming out? You know, when it was the I want to say 69 T69, I think it is, whatever it was. You know the American light tank line that led to that great big whatever it is gun thing, tier 10. Can't think of it. Oh, let me have a look.
The Sheridan.
Waffling. The Sheridan, yeah.
Yeah, you have to treat it.
Like that, then. Sort of lights like back in the day.
Yeah, you have to treat it like, I mean, just it's a larger light tank, so you have to Sheridans, the Black Dog, the
49 and all that stuff.
Yeah, the 4190, all that stuff. But it's still small enough that it can kind of get the job done. It's not very agile. One of the problems is, although it's fast, the Hawk, there's a good one, the Hawk 30, 100% wing.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but again, I felt the Selma just got too big. There were places it just could not go based on how, and it was clunky. And the Blesk is clunky too, because it doesn't. Once it gets up to speed, it's decently fast, but as far as its maneuverability, it's terrible. So I marked it, which was nice. Although you'll note that I'm now back slightly below 85% at 84.36. Because immediately after I want to say I two marked it on my 95th or 96th game, and then, then the next 4 games were absolute disasters. In fact, the very next game, I got taken out by a almost 800 hit point hit by Artie. Which, by the way, fellas, this thing gets absolutely destroyed by Artie because it just has no armor whatsoever.
So I mean, HE is going to absolutely ruin it, isn't it?
And if it's a direct hit, you'll get things like 700, 800, 900 hit point hits. It's just ridiculous. And it was actually just a 14-1 too. It was like the tier 7 thing.
Right.
Yeah, 0 damage game. You know, hit twice and then nuked for the last 700 hit points that I had. Oh, I got a hype chest. I'm gonna open this up. What's it got? I got an emoji. I got.
Oh, look at that.
Right, what's going on here? I got, what's this guy's name? Good one. I got good one. Whatever that means. All right. Oh, by the way, if you while you're watching this, if you want to keep an eye on the finals, they're going on right now. It was the Polish team 2, the Chinese team 1, but I don't know what it is now.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really. I don't know. It's a. It's. How do I say this? Thank you, Coronel Potter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is this has to be where if I don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. Weird, yeah, Jimmy. Weird. Weird is weird. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are all drop farming. Correct. Unfortunately, I'm late to the party though. I don't think I'm going to get all the drops because I just realized it was going. I don't know. You haven't watched any of it, right?
No.
But you've watched a little bit of that stuff in the past, where they try to make it like this, professional sporting event. They got these announcers who are attempting to really hype things up. I just feel like if you just did it straightforward, And I don't see them really digging into any interesting stuff about strats or how much damage. It's always this very surface, superfluous kind of. I don't know. You enjoyed the tension and disagreements between the commentators?
That's about it, isn't it? That's where it's at, isn't it? That is where it's at. Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway.
The only time you have a vested interest in that sort of stuff is if it's your team, and that's it. But yeah, you're right. There's no background sort of interest from the commentators. It's all about he's got the ball and he's passed it to somebody else who's got the ball, and then that's somebody else.
But if you've got the expert guy, the color commentary guy, I don't care that much about. I like the guy who has the details.
Yeah.
And can break it down and has been there and understands it, and that's what they're necessarily missing, or I don't know. Maybe Eek is supposed to be that guy. I don't know who the other two are, to be honest. Whether I think one of them at least was a competitive player, but I just feel like if they just talked about the details of it, that might be a little more interesting, a little more fast, a little more straightforward, not so much weird hype, Yeah. And then the teams walking in and standing on the standing on the stage, doing this bunch of.
So let's move on.
I don't know.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's why I don't watch it.
But American football, the guy I like the most is Romo, and I know that's probably a controversial take, but the reason I like him is he can break it down and tell you exactly what's going on.
Yeah, do you see, that's important because that's probably just as important for you as it is for me, because for me, not understanding the intricacies and the rules of the game, to have somebody actually break down what's going on the pitch is like a gift, because I'm like, oh, I get that now. I understand that now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then for the seasoned fan, like you guys are, it becomes a talking point. Hang on a minute, he said this is happening. I'm not seeing that, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I like that sort of stuff. I think it's good. I think it's good.
And I like Tom too. I think Tom's better. I don't know why he's getting so much heat for all this. I guess people love to hate kind of thing. I don't think he's any worse than a lot of them. He's better than most, and I think he's going to get better as he figures it out. I don't know what people expected for him to just roll in and be great. Romo wasn't that great when he started too. It was sort of annoying.
Are these ex-players then?
Yeah. So they're the.
Yeah.
Are they actually the color commentary guys? I think they are. They're not the play caller. I believe they are actually are the color guys. But when the color guy has a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like those two guys, Brady and Romo. Romo, I think, the longer he gets away from the game, the less he actually knows, although he's still pretty dang good at it. But when you get these quarterbacks who come out of the game and go to commentating, they're that first few years, they know exactly what the league is doing and what's going on and how the plays are crafted and what all it is, which I think is pretty cool.
Right, got you.
Anyway, Blesk, is that what we're talking about? Yeah, the Blesk. So we're done with the Blesk.
Yes.
We're done with the Blesk. Moving on to like the Lorraine and some other things, which the Lorraine, my goodness. Another tank I like, but just cannot do well in, man. 48%, this silly thing. I keep getting it into positions where heavies need armor, and it just doesn't have any, and I learn the lesson, and then I forget the lesson, and I do it again.
Yeah, you see that's the definition of madness.
I know.
That is the yeah.
Do you know how I know I'm mad?
I don't know. How do you know you're
Well,
mad?
let's just look at the service record. And then battles fought. And then do the math for how many years I've played this game. I don't even want to know. But it actually is in the realm of years.
Dear, oh dear.
Right? Isn't that's bad?
That is bad. That is really bad.
1,000, so that's minutes. No, then we have to times that by minutes. We'll say 5, which is probably lowballing it. Okay, and then we'll divide that by 60. That's hours. Wait a minute. So, no, that's not correct. Hold on, that's not correct. I did that math
Get your
wrong.
calculator out.
103,000. Okay, that's times 5, right? Yeah. There you go. And we'll divide that by 60.
60, yeah.
There you go. And that's hours. And then we'll divide that by 24.
Yeah, 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Unless you're on Venus.
So it's not years, but it's almost a year.
Yes. Well,
Of my life.
Definition of madness. You've put nearly a whole year of your life into that. Dear, oh dear. Well, I mean, you could have been doing something productive and useful, but just waste it. It's cool.
What'd you do with all the money? Well, I spent most of it on hookers and below. The rest I just wasted.
Wasted, yeah.
What'd you do with all your time on Earth, son? I played video games. The rest of it I just wasted.
What did you do in the war, Dad?
Well, yeah, you got to add the time that you sat around clicking on stuff and not playing the game.
Yeah, there's all a lot
Cliffy.
of that as well.
Cliffy,
Yeah.
you're not helping, man.
No,
You're not helping.
not helping at
All right. What else are we doing for whatever I'm trying to talk about? Channel news. Yeah, Lorraine, the Pat and KR are still kicking along. I wonder, where am I on that thing? Maybe 50 battles-ish, something like that. 57, so we're cruising along. Dropped down to 49%. That's another tank that's not amazing, but I kind of like. We've done some videos on that. And then I got to start deciding what the next main tank's going to be. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying this stupid Object 268, which currently running at 66%,
Really?
but not many battles.
Okay,
So
all right,
32
that's cool.
battles. You got to love how fast it reloads, man. This dropping 750 and in a 13-second reload, that's awesome.
That is awesome, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's quite scary, really. Isn't
Yeah.
It? Yeah, when you face it, it's scary because you're thinking, oh no, I don't want to be anywhere near this happening to me. I don't want this happening to me.
It's
Go
got
away.
nice top-end speed, so it'll get you where
Yeah.
you want. It's a casemate, and it doesn't have a whole lot of azimuth on the gun, so it is fiddly. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of a fun one. And it's actually way more accurate than I thought. I think we talked about it last week, but mine's sitting at .27 with an IA I've got an IA gun rammer and bounty. I don't know if I have a second setup yet. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I'll probably do a second setup. And I'm running food, and of course I got Brothers in Arms with the guys and all that good stuff. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right, and I think that's it, fellas. I don't know if I'll be streaming this week. Maybe.
Did you stream last week? Did you
No, I never got to it. It's just this remodel is just soaking up all my time. Because I gotta, like we talked about last week, I end up having to manage people because the contractor that I'm paying to bring all the people in and do it, he's not on site the whole time, right? You wouldn't just.
He's got more than one site.
Yeah, it's not a house build, right? So he does come in and visit and checks on all that stuff, but I'm always here. So if there's something immediate going on, they always come to me, and then I have to coordinate with him and figure out what we're doing. So, and then of course contractors never clean their shit up.
No, they don't, do they?
Yeah.
They do. They sort of. I've had them where they make an attempt, but they actually just spread the crap everywhere. They don't clean it. They just brush stuff over everything, and then you go.
Well, that's what pisses me off. Again, because I have a crawl space. As they were working, once the floor came up, they were just scraping shit down to the bottom, down onto the ground.
Yeah.
Like, and I looked under there. I knew I've been under there a lot. Right when I bought, it's been years since I've crawled under the house because it's just kind of miserable. But when I was younger and more flexible, I'd get under there and I did some cleaning and drug some crap out. And I did some work under there for different pipes and things I had to take care of. But there's a lot of garbage down there over the years. And
does it grow? Does stuff grow under?
No.
Or does it?
No, it's barren.
There's no sunlight, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now roots will go underground under the house.
Yeah.
That's what happened to my. That's actually what happened to my pipes when I had that whole event about a year ago.
Yeah.
About a year ago now. It was right before Christmas.
That's right.
So roots, but there's roots everywhere around here, and they were attracted to the leak of the sewer, which makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so they don't clean shit up. So I'll be in there with my shop vac, and I just knew that if I didn't go in there and get all the sawdust, because they'd done some drilling and some other stuff, if I didn't go get the sawdust, go get all the pieces of wood from the subfloor being ripped
bits
up,
of plastic, bits
all
of
the crap. If I didn't do that, they were going to leave it.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. My carbon monoxide detector, I don't have one of those. What I don't know can't hurt me is my plan on that, Triple M. I don't have a basement.
It depends what you've got running, isn't it? If you've got stuff that's burning, carbon monoxide is a problem. But if you haven't, then it's not a problem, is it?
Well, yeah, but when you're in the middle of something like this, you always smell stuff burning.
Yeah, you do.
If they're drilling into wood, it gets hot. If they're doing, it's always something, Yeah. It's the electricians melting plastic or whatever the hell they're all doing. You're living in a chemical zone for sure. All right, that's it for channel news, I do believe. Actually, there is one other thing. I'm considering doing the Tankers Helping Tankers thing again this Christmas. So
okay.
Yeah, so I need to get around to doing the video, and we'll do that. We'll do the thing where we just send in boxes to people, just Christmas gifts or people who might need a little pick me up kind of idea for Christmas. Not really, life changing stuff. But if you know somebody, keep that in the back of your mind. And once I get it advertised, I'll give you the details. But if you've got somebody that could use a little pick me up, then we'll chuck some Christmas boxes at people. And if you want to donate some money, I'll obviously use some money from the channel. But if you guys want to donate some, then we can do it.
Yeah.
I wish, Coronal. Not going to happen, I don't think.
No. Can you imagine a sarcastic comments that would come out of the Guido Tank Commander? It would be awesome.
Great shot, Muppet.
Yeah. Well, how many times have I told you? Win your flank and go back. Stop sitting there pushing against the TDs, you muppet.
What are you doing?
Yo!
Yo.
It's Guido, your commander.
That'd have to be at startup. There are some things coming, though, that are going to do something at startup. We've got some... Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll talk about it. So, yeah, next stream, don't know, fellas. I'm planning on Sunday. Will you be here next Sunday? Is that...
Sunday, yes, I will be.
All right,
Absolutely.
so we will have one next Sunday. I will try to get
right the way through now, I think, Guido, till till way after Christmas at some point, I guess.
Yeah, we've got some time off this week, so not Thursday, obviously. Thursday is Turkey Day, by the way, in North America, or at least in America. Not Canada's.
Yeah.
Canada's already done their Turkey Day, but for the U.S.,
Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day is Thursday. You guys have a great Turkey Day. If I don't see you before then, but anyway, I'll try Friday. That'll be the next planned. We'll see what happens. Problem is, I'll come in thinking I'm going to do it, and there's just noise, and every 5 minutes they're coming bugging me. I'm like, I can't stream all that crap going on.
No. Because, I mean, it's a busy time for family, isn't it? So do the family thing, I suggest.
Yeah. Well, they're all kind of milked. They're all kind of milk toast, aren't they, Grindle? Because they have to go through the corporate approval process, and it can't be anything really cool. Although, to be fair, my favorite one is what's his name that left a while back? Actually, two. Gooses are pretty good.
Yeah.
And Cabbage Mechanic. I like Cabbage Mechanic.
Yeah. I've still got him as a commander
Yeah.
on one of those tanks. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
All right. Missions and specials. Let's get to it.
You still haven't replaced
No.
your battery, have you?
We're gonna. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna go till that thing doesn't even budge.
Never works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That one is
I'll have to send you batteries then, won't I?
Yeah, that one is a use till failure kind of thing.
Okay.
I did get my car fixed, I think, though. That's good.
Well, I mean, there are. Let's look at the level of priority there. The little blue light that you flash once a week, or your vehicle that you need on a daily basis.
I got it
Let me
fixed.
think.
I got it sorted.
Got it.
I got it sorted.
Got it sorted. There you go.
Okay, Battle Pass ends on the 26th, guys. So remember
Does-
that. That
Two
is
more days?
Yeah, what is that? And as a matter of fact, I think that's pretty close to when 1.27 comes out. So that's the next patch. And then so the 28th Thursday is Turkey Day. There'll be Turkey Day events, and then I think as we're looking at it, the 5th or the 6th will be the start of the 5th or 6th of December will be the start of the Christmas stuff. So we got a lot of stuff going on here in the next couple weeks. But first things first, you want to do Battle Pass? I'm actually on the third one. So I got to the third chapter. I'm only in the second stage. I'll end up sliding stuff probably 2 days from now or a day and a half from now and get the rest of it. There is a way to get some... Oh, are you talking? Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry, I am now. Come on.
How'd you mute yourself?
There's a little button on the top of the microphone, and when I went to sneeze, I switched it off, and I just forgot to put it back on.
Gotcha.
It's like being blanked out with the cover on the camera. It's the same thing, isn't it? Right.
I never considered muting. I probably could do that next time I have to sneeze instead of just doing it on stream.
Yeah.
All right, so if you go into the store here, there's some sort of interesting possibilities here with gold, especially if you don't have the tank and you want it. Although I don't think any of these are super amazing tanks. The Emil 1951, the Tornwagen is very average. The Sturv is actually pretty good for what it is, if you like that kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
The Lancen's okay, nice and mobile. The Sturv 81 is very mediocre, and this is kind of a fun little tier, 6 or 5, whatever this thing is. But the important bits here, fellas, are there's Battle Pass points attached to these packages, so you're buying these things with gold.
Yeah.
Now, I looked at it, and I wondered if maybe I started with this one. I said, okay, because I have this and I have the style, I would get this gold back. So 2,900, almost 3,000 gold, I guess, a little over 3,000 gold, which would then mean I would pay about 1,800 gold-ish.
Right.
For 250 Battle Pass points. However, straight up buying it, if you slide the slider, would have only been 1,500. So really, I was paying 300 gold for a garage slot, a crew, and times 5s.
Yeah.
The crew is nothing special. It's just a crew. I don't need a garage slot in times 5s. So anyway, as I did that little event, I don't think, unless you like the tank and want the tank, you're not going to be able to get cheaper Battle Pass points by doing one of these packages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're a collector, you probably just end up sliding if you don't get through the grind anyway. So it's like all of it. Everything. I mean, every event they put on that has a tank at the end of it, be it marathon or a battle pass or whatever it is, it's very hard to get to the very end of that by just playing. So I think most people, I wouldn't say everybody, but most people will slide or
If they
pay
want
in
the
some
stuff,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit torn on it. Gator, did you not have that tank? Good. Hopefully, if we helped you find something you wanted, that's good. I mean, it's for gold. Yeah, collect money, not pixel tanks. I'm a little bit torn because I can slide the slider no problem, but I have all of the reward tanks now.
Right.
So all I would be doing is getting some bonds, which is okay. And the piece of bounty equipment, which I have a whole stack of now, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's some other doodads and goodies in there, which are fine. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably going to do it anyway, just because I'm still playing with the house's money here at 189,000 gold. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I might as well at some point in the future. If I've run out of gold, I'd probably say no. So it's going to be to taste on that. Everyone's going to have to make their own decisions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought I'd chuck that out there.
Well, that's the beauty of having house gold, if you like, is that you can do some of the things that you probably wouldn't do if it was your money that was going there. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Oh, Gator won that tank here. All right, good, man. Good. And we'll do giveaways too with boxes for Christmas once they announce all that stuff. Now these are kind of interesting. They're sales, which you can also see on the website, I believe. They're making statements of like, all right, this rev is 50% off. Well, kind of. It's 50% off because they've added a few doodads to it. The Tankman style, which we'll talk about that in a minute. You get a crew, which whatever, they come with the crew, a garage slot, and then you get times 10 of the XP thing. So it's the skin and the 10 times 5s that come with it. So the price that they say all that is regular $38.76, but if you go into the website for the store and just get the rev, it's $30.
Yeah.
So this is still a good deal, but you're not really saving as much as this would indicate on just the tank. Still, $20 for a tier for a tier 8 is not bad.
No.
Some of these other deals aren't quite as good.
Just look at the price difference. You can see some tanks at tier 8, $37, $40 maybe. But yeah.
So the
in the house.
Hey, Zimbo, the T34-3 is going to cost you $36 because the valuation at the top end is 52 just to start with, and they're only 30% off. So it's very strange. I found this kind of interesting. And I don't think it was done on purpose, but the WCI finals are in China, right?
Yeah.
And in relation to China, who is Tankman? Do you remember that?
No. Go on.
The guy that's standing in front of the tank in Tiananmen Square?
Gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's known as Tankman.
He's known as Tankman. Yeah. Sorry.
He is.
Yeah, I get you know.
Now this skin has nothing to do with that. If you look at it, it's like a Pac-Man theme.
Yeah.
But it's called Tankman. I'm probably going about 3 levels too deep on that, but I found that interesting that they had a bunch of stuff for sale with a Tankman style.
I think there's a lot of politics kicking about there.
I don't know. He was never heard from again, along with several thousand students actually. They just ran them all over.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah. No, they did. I don't know what to tell you. That's what they did. They ran them over. They squished them into goo.
Yes.
That's what happened. All right. So all that stuff's for sale there. What else we got? We'll just do this first before we get into the website. Go over to missions. The Thanksgiving stuff doesn't start till I think a day or two from now. But there's Scandinavian week going on, which I finished, and there's actually some pretty good stuff here. That's a lot of kits. You get 10 coffee and cinnamon, bunch of kits, some of these expiring personal reserves and a style. I'm in the game style. And then you can get some doodads each day, which is good. That's about all that's going on here in game. So we'll now jump over to the web page. See what they got there. Let me slide down here to the premium shop. I gotta open this thing up a little bit. All right. Guess what? You can get a Type 59. It's got a style on it.
Oh, yeah, but not the gold one.
Not the gold one. Another specialized one. First Warrior Type 59. I mean, they sell it once in a while, but not too often. So it's available. You're going to pay for a bunch of other garbage. Although this one's not too bad. It's only $30. And some decals. So you get this 3D style on it. Very Chinese. I wonder if this was probably already on the Chinese server. Although maybe it might be. It might have been a release just for this WCI championship. But anyway, there it is. Kind of like the old Grand Finals stuff back in the day. It is the third Type 50. It might be the fourth. Is it the fourth? The gold, the regular.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was never a 3D skinned one or anything like that.
Yeah, so there's three.
Just a regular. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the 59. I quite enjoy the 59. It used to be an absolute monster back in the day. It has been nerfed. It's been power crept and nerfed. So there you go. Yeah, I have the original too, but I didn't get it. I got it on. I was over in the desert. I didn't buy it the first time it came out like an idiot. I figured it would be for sale forever, and then they pulled it because it was completely overpowered. And then it sat in the game for a long time, just dominating things. And then they sort of did some nerfing and some other stuff, and it wasn't quite as nasty, but still very. People really wanted it. And then it came out for sale again the second time they sold it, which was also kind of controversial. But I was in the desert, and I couldn't use my card from there. I had a computer with me because I was in the rear with the gear, hanging out on, and we weren't out. We weren't actually fighting at the time.
You had internet access.
Yeah, we weren't fighting at the time. It was just all the Northern Southern Watch BS. So anyway, I called my buddy, called Natso over here, and was like, dude, here's my account details. Go in, buy this thing. And so it was waiting for me when I got back, which was cool.
Got you. All right.
Actually, I made it. I think I just had
a good story. That's a good story for
Yeah.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I did with my year of playing a game. Back in the day. Descartes, good question. They almost certainly know about it. Whether they know what actually happened, I don't know. I'm sure there are rumors in China. You can't really keep that stuff. People know, they just keep their mouths shut. That's kind of how that goes down in places like that. All right, Projecto. So this is all the frontline stuff. We talked about this last week. It's still for sale. For 19 hours, this is going away. So if you're going to grab one of those, the time is now. Here's the same ones we just looked at in the client. These are all the same tanks right here. So you can buy them here for money. You can't get those gold tanks on the page, but you can get them out of your client. That's pretty much it, fellas. Vehicles-wise, it's all the same stuff. There you go. So that's the shilling. That's what there is out there. What there is
isn't bad. Which isn't bad, really,
Yeah.
considering what we've had. Not a lot, really, over the last couple of weeks. Anyway, have we? You know what I mean?
I mean, this is the big one. It's, what, $30 for a Type 59. If that's a tank that you've coveted for a long time, you can pick yourself one up. I've seen quite a few in game. I mean, they're definitely being sold. People are buying them.
I think I got the original Type 59, not the gold one, and then used the paint facility in the paint facility in the UI to actually paint it yellow, so it looked like the gold one ish.
Wayne, there's no boxes this year. That's the rumor. So we'll get to that a little while later.
Yeah, that's because there's been a breakdown in communication at Wargaming.
Yeah, they're selling paper bags instead of boxes.
Yeah, they're doing We'll get to it. They're doing things you can add to your tank, which is abhorrent.
It's a
abhorrent.
brown
We'll get to
bag.
it.
It's a brown bag event. Bring your own tank.
Yeah,
BYOT.
Yeah.
So hit and run won. So it looks like were they Poles? I think they're Polish. The Poles won 5-4. Nice. Nice. Went to China and took home the trophy.
Good.
They
Happy
were.
days.
I don't know if they were. I don't know if this was a fact or exactly what, but the commentators for the little bit I watched were talking about one of the teams had gone to like a training camp for several weeks or a month or something.
Really?
Yeah, they like all lived together
That's serious.
and
That's
trained
so
and stuff.
serious.
You almost want the 7 guys from the U.S. from all different parts of the country who just although to be fair, if you want to be good as a team, that's kind of the stuff you got to do, man.
It is actually,
You know?
yeah. This is because you've got to second guess what the other people are doing. You've got to have the right mindset. You've got to have the same mindset. You've got to train together to win together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, congrats to Hit and
It's
Run.
the way to do it. Yeah.
They're the world champion, world of tanks players.
Dicardi has just sunk the conversation into the gutter. No, Dicardi, that does not happen in the cinemas I go to. You're a bad person.
That's known as Popcorn Man.
Yeah. That is horrendous. That is just so bad.
I don't know what they get up to there in Blighty, but it's a little odd.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
Yeah. All right, so there you go, fellas. Battle Pass ends in a couple days. Christmas is coming. We'll have a little break for Thanksgiving. Then we're going to get the patch for 1.27, which has quite a few things in it. And then it's off to Christmas.
It is. I don't know. I haven't really dug into 1.27, so it'll be interesting to go through with you. Yeah.
One of the things is 3D attachments.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it. Yes, something that is just abhorrent. It's not part of the game. But anyway.
Don't you want drums and large anti-aircraft weapons?
And dirigible boats and no, no. And I'm going to see these things. Although I guess I can turn it off, but I'm going to see people driving around with these things attached to their tanks, aren't I? And
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at them and go, you muppets. Anyway. No, not for me. Thank you. Take your 3D boxes and stick them somewhere else. Don't want them. I don't want to pay for them as well. Bloody hell.
It could be cool. I watched.
No.
What if it's like historical stuff, like tank tracks, ammunition boxes, bedrolls, helmets, that kind of stuff. Stuff that you might see, like Fury. If you look at the Fury model, they tried to make that historical.
I'll go down that particular road with you. Okay. Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see if it's like.
What about
characters you can attach to your
What about
tank or-
historically accurate stuff like surfboards?
Yeah, that only happened in Vietnam. And
Charlie don't surf.
It was attached to a Huey. It wasn't attached to a tank.
Charlie don't surf.
Oh dear, Charlie does not surf. No, not anymore anyway.
All right, Thanksgiving. Here's the stuff for Thanksgiving, guys. So what can we get? Looks like some doodads and some other doodads, and then we get 2D style and an expirable reserve. Great, thanks for that.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks for that. Okay.
I tell you what is quite nice. What
is quite nice?
What is quite nice, right? Wargaming have a habit of giving stuff away in little nefarious little things that happen around the game.
Yeah.
You don't know it's there because they may publicize it in some way, but they don't push it. So, for example, this you get now prizes for gaining points for your clan.
Yeah.
You can then get, you click on the button, it gives you stuff, and then if you platoon with a clanmate, you do that.
Yeah.
But also that little journey thing where you go on that little journey because you amass those points. I mean, I didn't realise how many points I got. I've just gone through 4 locations and collected all the goodies for it because I had these huge points. I was looking at it, I wonder what that is. So I just clicked on it and went, oh, look at all that. So they give me like silver, stuff, credits, everything. I was like, wow, I got 3 days, premium out of it as well, and all the rest of it was like, oh, I like this. But don't you see, Wargaming are not good at advertising all that. You've got to go around and click stuff to find it. In my opinion, they probably have it on the website, but who watches that? Whoever looks at the website, apart from you, nobody else looks at it.
All right, hold on. We got it. We have to do something here.
Oh dear.
Okay, yeah, we have to do something. Let's see.
I've got a feeling I've got to refresh the channel now.
Let's see. We got okay, options. We're gonna go yes. We're gonna go yes. We're gonna add. Then we're gonna go no. All right, guys, we're starting a poll here. Hold on, I gotta see.
Dear.
Is that in minutes? No, seconds. No, we need more seconds than that. We're gonna go math and public. Let's see. That's 2 minutes. 240 is 4 minutes. 300 minutes. All right. There we go. Confirm. All right, here we go. Yep, 5 minutes. All right. Let's see if this works correctly. Uh-oh. I'm not logged in. Dang it! Hold on. All right, dumb thing.
That's correct. Major Rock, join our clan. We don't do anything. We just hang out and chill.
All right.
Did you know about the clan rewards? Well, I've got to put no. How do I vote to that?
You type no. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break because I'm just curious if. Anyway, I just want to know how this poll goes.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right.
No, everybody's
5 minutes. We'll be right back. 5 minutes.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with a strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers, his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff.
Okay, guys, let's see. Do we have the results? Okay, I'm going to put
Has it
yes in.
finished? But Zemke, the vote is to know whether I can't remember what it was the vote for now. What was the vote for, Guido? Blow up what? That was it. Yeah, blow up what? That's terrible, Zimbo.
Oh, do you have to exclamation vote? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. It's not looking good, Pilgrim.
there is at least one other. Thank you. In your massive audience of 25, that means it's like 10%.
Good point. Good point. That's point well taken. It's more than that, actually. It's 2 of 9, so you're well above 10%.
There you are. There you are. See.
You're above 20%, I believe.
Ah, dear.
You did not know that.
No. No.
Wow.
I was clicking around stuff this morning and I saw this and I went to it, the journey thing, and I went, whoa, look at all those points. What does that do? And then I clicked on all the locations and I got loads of stuff. I was like, oh, I'm really happy about that. That's nice. That made my day.
All right, so if the no was a pity vote, understood. But I'm going to go through this anyway, just in case anyone's watching. But you click on clan, you go over here to tour missions. You go to here, but this one you click on this map. You click on the map, and then these are the things Pilgrim's talking about. So you will have collected points. It shows them up here at the top right. It's actually kind of underneath Pilgrim's icon. I have 325, and each one of these takes X number of points. The first ones aren't very much, but it gets more and more as you go. I am up to 8, so the green ones are the ones I've selected. And you get these rewards, which are also covered up by my icon, but they're down here. And so for me to get 9, which is a crew member, 300 components for experimental equipment and 150,000 credits, then I will need, it says explore region. Here, I'm just going to move this thing just so you guys can see it. So it says explore region right here. And once that I have my 900 points, of which I only have 325, then you can click that and you will get those goodies, and then you'll move on, you'll unlock the next one. When you get all the way done there, Pilgrim, you get the Caro.
Well, there you are then.
Yeah.
See? All the goodies.
Yeah. But it's a long slog unless you're doing the clan
Yeah.
clan ones.
I don't think it's ever going to happen for me. But
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On the way, getting all those bits and pieces. Now I know it's there. Woohoo.
Yeah, that's cool. So 25 points a day solo, and then these other 2 missions are with a clan member. And you have to do, destroy 3 enemy vehicles or help cost 5,500. And then there's one that's 50 and there's one that's 75. So you can get 150 a day if you do some clan stuff.
All right.
So
Yeah.
if you can regularly play with clan members, you can be quite a long ways along. I think there's people that have finished it. Yeah, I think there's been enough time to finish it by now.
Okay.
If you no kidding did the clan ones every day. Hit and run 6, 1, 1, 10. How many are they doing? There must be at least one more. Best 7 of 11 or some weird thing. Sasquatch is up to 8 as well? Yeah. Some of your clanmates? Okay, so there has been enough time if you did the clan stuff.
There has been enough time then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, good. I'm glad if we helped one person with that, Pilgrim. That's...
And the other person, it was a Grendel. It was somebody else, not just Pilgrim.
That might have been a pity vote.
Get out. It wasn't a pity vote. Behave.
Yeah, Wayne, that's weird. Like, how many are they going to play? First to 10 or something? Who knows? I don't know what the...
Oh, dear.
Okay. Subjects du jour, Pilgrim.
Yes, let's do this.
We talked about the
Put
preload.
things on
So
the tanks.
1.27 you can preload. That's out there. 3D attachments, my friends. 3D attachments. Let's check it out.
What I'm going to do before you start, I'm going to sit here and eat my cardboard because it's far more interesting than 3D attachments to tanks. Okay? There you go.
Come on, I'm gonna change your mind. This is amazing. All right,
Okay, let's go through this then.
3D attachments, fellas. Well, first of all, there's special slot 1 on the gun mantlet or turret.
Mm-hmm.
There's special slot 2 on the vehicle's turret or conning tower. Although they're not numbered here, why would they be? Universal slots are located on the hull, so there's one on each side, and there's one on the back.
Right.
Right.
What are you going to put on there then? What's the options?
Well, this is where you're gonna love it. Oh, compatible vehicles are only tier 10s, and I don't know if that's all the tier 10s. I haven't really gone through it. Are there no light tanks?
So it's just tier 10.
Oh, and
Okay.
no
What?
light tanks. No light tanks. Mediums, heavies, and TDs. No light tanks. I guess because the light tanks are smaller and it would look funny with the size of some of these things. I don't know.
If you put a surfboard on an ELC, it would just be a surfboard with tracks,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're going to add more, but their track rate of putting out stuff like this and adding stuff is not good. But they seem to be invested, so we will give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
But it's only tier 10s to start with.
Okay.
And now the
Okay.
good part. They're color coded.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah. Rare.
Yeah.
There's no commons. It's just rare. Rare, epic, legendary.
Oh yeah. It gets worse, but you're going to dig into it. It gets worse.
The legendary have visual or sound effects. So not only is it 3D, it makes fart noises,
See, it gets worse.
makes fart noises, or it's like
Yeah.
a kazoo. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It'll be a comb with a piece of paper over it. That sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
All right. You will manage them in the garage with this kind of down here, same place where you have the camouflage paints, etc. That makes sense to me. And is that all there is in this? I thought this showed. Okay, I have to go to the. We have to go to the. Not gonna worry about the words. Let's go. Let's see. All right.
You're
There's the spots. Let's see. We get. All right. Your favorite part, Pilgrim. Here we go. So you
Here we
get
go.
the current legendary are a guitar that shoots fire
Of course it does. Of course it does.
or a machine gun.
Okay.
And then you have a spotlight for epic and a thing that says heavy metal with flames coming out of it. Although I thought only the legendary did stuff. Wait a minute. That's weird. Because I'm pretty sure they showed the heavy metal thing flaming. Anyway, this is a... Oops. And then they've got a motorcycle in a canister.
All right. All right.
And then down below in the rares, these just look like equipment, although there's also speakers, a drum set, and the rest of this looks like kind of military gear, which you might expect to find on.
Which is fine.
On a tank.
We've decided that Pilgrim will say that's okay. But when you start to get guitars that spit flame,
So I'm a little confuzzled because I could have swore they said only the epic ones or legendary ones had 3D animations or had animations, but this is heavy metal one showed in the middle tier and it's shooting flames.
no, it says somewhere in there. It does say somewhere in there that there are other things. So you've got. It's not necessarily the whichever tier it is, the epic or whatever. There is other things. It says somewhere in the blurb. I read it this morning that there are other things attached to different levels.
Well, yeah, but I read that the legendary tier, the top tier, are the only ones that did like something like made a noise or had flames or
Yeah.
did something graphically. I don't know.
That word.
So we'll have to see how that works anyway. But that's it. You're getting 3D styles. You can here they are. They have Iron Fury, so they've kind of put them into, I don't know, groupings, I guess. Lionheart Recon. Although it says Lionheart Recon, no light tanks can use them. Iron Fury and Thunderstrike.
There you go. Just as a quick aside, Zimbo also eats cardboard, apparently. There you go.
Excellent, excellent.
There we go. Started a trend off now.
Sadly,
Cardboard
Jimmy, so far Swifties are going to have to just deal with Thunderstrike and kind of imagine.
She's a force majeure. She is. She's like, I didn't realise just how influential that young lady is, to be honest. But it's like she's almost as big as, well, she's as big as any politician, to be honest, or bigger, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Yeah, there you go.
All right,
Cool.
3D animations. That's one of the things we're getting in 1.27, my friends. Let's see. Let's go check this out. We got some good info here. I like this. This is a good article. Start on the first one, though. So according to Watt Express, this was an interesting graphic. Did you realize we didn't have a new map this year? I didn't know that.
We didn't.
No,
we did, didn't we?
No.
What was that one?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow. Okay.
No.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I'll have to think.
Yeah.
Wow. Did we not get that one where there was like an airstrip in the middle, and then on the right hand side it was all like water and little islands and stuff?
No.
And then,
That was
no.
That was the year before,
Was
I
that not
think.
this year?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there were some maps worked on. We had quite a few maps worked on. Hit and Run
okay.
1. Okay, Hit and Run 1. But this list shows it. So in 2010 there were 8, then there were 9 added in 11. You can see the numbers. I won't count them all out. But it certainly slowed down. Somewhere in there in this article it mentions they promised 2 maps a year, but of course that went away. And then it was 1 map a year for 4 years, and then this year no maps.
Got ya.
Now here's what I found to be interesting here. It's probably on the other article. Yep, let's go to the other article. So I keep hearing this, and we have gone back and forth between hearing about Watt 2.0 and Cold Wars, or whatever it's called. Cold War
Yeah.
project. And some people think they're the same thing, but this has broken it out. They're saying that there's a massive update called Watt 2.0.
Really?
That's deliberately, or no, they're saying that new maps are deliberately being held back until 2025 because patch 2.0, Watt 2.0, is supposed to be huge.
So they're going from 1.27 directly to 2.
I guess. I mean, I don't know how many others are in between all that. Maybe there might be several with like battle passes and stuff. And I don't have any dates or information on exactly what Watt 2.0 is going
What
to
2.0?
do.
I mean, what is that? You can start to then do the conspiracy theories and go, well, that'll be crew, that'll be.
But what's left in crew? They did it all except for the 1 crew per 3 tanks and some of the other stuff that. I don't think there's anything major other than that part that is left undone with crew. They've already done a bunch of the crew stuff.
Yeah.
But they could still be planning on that, putting the, what was it? 1 crew could do 3 tanks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, that's the first time I'd seen somebody write and separate the two as 2 separate things.
Yeah, that is interesting. But again, this is all like. It's all like, there's nothing there officially or confirmed in any way, is there, really?
That's what I was thinking, Cliffy, that there may be an actual upgrade to the game engine itself or a new one or whatever, but there's nothing about that. We keep getting these little burbles, and several times Wargaming has actually said, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But remember when they did the big upgrade where they they did all the graphics and everything else, and they got new partners in to do all the rendering and all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah.
That kicked an awful lot of computers out of the game, especially the older computers at that time, didn't it? I mean, you had to have at least an up-to-date graphics card to be able to manage with to get the best out of the game, because
Well, they held the line for a long time, but
Yeah.
at some point you
Yeah.
gotta stop kicking the can down the road and just suck it up. It's
Yeah.
still not a game that requires a whole lot.
No. No, it's not massive on the graphics package. It's big enough. Well, no, let's get that right. It can be if you maximize everything out. You'll need a decent card, for example. But you can play it It's a min max, isn't it? You can play it minimum, can't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can dial it down, and lots of things will
Yeah.
handle it, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, Bandu, ending meat grinders, killing young men is always a good idea.
Yeah.
It does take up a lot of memory, yeah. All right, so we've also got some more details and pictures on these tanks. These are a lot of the Christmas tanks, the DZT-159, Chrysler MTC-2C, Gabler's Destroyer, etc., etc. I'm not going to go through that, but they're still messing around with the stats on these things. That's what RU, we don't care about that. Wonder, I could work with that later. Here's another thing on 3D attachments. We already did that. All right. Let's see.
What? Here's a question, because I'm not a techie. What memory does the game use? Does it use RAM?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Everything
I
does,
just
yeah.
wondered, because I was trying to think what it would be RAM, because that's where the computer swaps information, doesn't it?
Well, it uses everything. I mean, it's using RAM, it's using the CPU.
Yeah.
It's using graphics cards. All that stuff works together.
Can you direct it to use? I'm asking this question because I've got way more RAM than I'll ever need. I think I've got 168 gig, something crazy like that, or 186 gig, whatever it is. But can you direct the game just to use that rather than your CPU? Because then your CPU doesn't get overheated, does
You
it?
probably have 128. No, the CPU manages all
128,
that.
sorry, yeah.
The CPU manages all that, so the CPU's
Oh,
involved.
does it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right. There we go. Just a random IT question ad hoc thrown
Yeah.
in there. Cool. All right.
Yep. And it just depends on how it's optimized. Somebody said it uses a lot of CPU. Yeah, 128 is pretty good. I think that's what I might have in mind at this point. Local weather results. So here's the results, or at least some of them, from the survey after the people who did the recon mission were able. They played 21,151,000 battles. 627,000 commanders joined the fray. Nearly 200,000 did. Wait, what? Nearly 200,000 players completed 626,508 questionnaires. Does that mean people doing multiple accounts? That has to be, right?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it must be, mustn't it?
That's crazy. What? That's an average of 3 accounts per player? What?
Wow. Really?
Could you do more than... Oh, was there a survey for each one? Maybe there was a survey for each weather type? Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Now that makes sense. All right. They only broke down these. They did the top 3. I'm assuming light tanks played, but less than those 3. Essentially, what we got here is I think everyone kind of understands what everybody said here, is that they like in general the idea, but the way it was implemented was poor. And that you read through that. I'm not going to read all word to word for you, but essentially that's what it came down to. They're going to enhance the quality of local weather effects and reduce their resource demand. We understand that how much you value impressive visuals. Many players express appreciation for the general concept and visuals, but not at the expense of performance. Is that all they can? Wait a minute. There was significant discussion across. Boy, maybe they didn't get the right idea out of this. And we're taking your suggestions and considerations. Contributors and players alike provided value. However, we've also noted discussions about the spotting system and other gameplay principles in zones affected. In their current form, they will not appear. Turns out I'm going to read this whole damn thing. Based on your feedback, we'll explore adjustments to ensure it preserves both the unique atmosphere and the core mechanics gameplay. Wow, that... That's not exactly what I would have liked to have heard,
No.
to be honest. In future updates, they're going to enhance the quality of local weather effects and reduce resource demand. There should be a third bullet. Not use that horrible mechanic.
It's okay.
Yeah, they didn't hear it. They didn't hear. They heard what they wanted to hear.
Yeah. Of course they did.
So I just skimmed that, and I'm like, I thought from what I first read that they kind of got the picture, but I don't think they got the picture. That's wild. That blows my mind, actually.
Well, it's like every survey you ever do, though. It's just a guideline to how they perceive anything that the survey's about is going to be taken by the player base, the customer base, whatever the survey is. So you could actually. I mean, look at me. When they asked me my age, I put 193. Did they take that seriously? Probably not.
Well, they through the years as I've watched the company, they tend to decide and then ask players after the decision. And if it gets too bad, they might adjust some stuff. But essentially, at the end of the day, you're getting what they want to put in, which is really weird. They just, the surveys are always poorly designed. I don't know, man. It's one of those. On occasion, we've been able to stop things with an uproar, or they have.
They've
taken
pressure. They pull back a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, they've taken feedback and actually used it, but generally, like you said, and some of the guys in the chat, to me, what I've seen with these guys is it's coming, right? It's something that they're putting in the game. They've decided it's going in the game.
Yeah.
You know, players be
Yeah.
damned or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get kind of a positive negative feedback loop because people don't necessarily leave. They just adjust and play the game even though they don't like the things that much.
Yeah.
So as long as the game is just good enough to keep people around, they can continue to put stuff people don't want in it and kind of survive it.
Yeah. I'm with Grendel there. If there are options to not have the changes in, for example, like the 3D attachments, or the thing. I hate the dog tag thing, so I've got all that switched off. I hate, and I hate seeing the guy that killed me. I hate you, but you know what I mean. So as long as you switch it off or reduce its impact, I've got no problem with it. The game will do what it wants to do. As long as I can go out, play my battle, play my game in a tank, having a bit of fun, and without too much of the distractions, then it's cool.
I mean, the dog tag thing is a perfect classic example. They spent time developing that thing and hyped it up and nobody cares.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? The player base has concerns, but it's nothing to do with the.
It's like dead content. There's just not anything anyone. I never hear anybody talk about it.
No. We talk about maps. We talk about both having new maps and revamping the old maps to make them less canalized or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
We talk about that. We talk about balance in the game. We talk about, the 15-1 rollovers, that sort of thing. We talk about things that matter to players. But when they start doing this sort of stuff, you just got to think, well, these guys are in their own little bubble. They'll just create what they want to create and do what they want to do. Nobody's going to change that.
Yeah.
Not in a million years.
Yeah, there is definitely in the gaming industry a very large amount of we are the developers, we are the smart guys who make games, and you'll like what we make kind of thing. Here's the heat maps from Recon mode.
Right.
This surprised me a little bit. It looks like people more or less played the games the same. I think there might be, I don't know, man. There seem to be brawls down here. This weather effect up here didn't seem to have a lot of effect. There's still brawls here where there were no weather, so I guess on this map, maybe no real difference. Wait a minute. Is this the standard one and this is the effect one. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is the standard one. Huh. Maybe this is the standard one. Because this looks a bit different. Because it has the effect thing. I don't know. Is that what's going on here? I guess it is. Players become more active, moving closer. Yeah, okay. That's broken out by type. How about this one? Yeah, this must be the standard one. And then that's the one with the weather effect. Be honest, I'm not seeing a big difference in these, to be honest. Well, this definitely has a bigger difference. You can see that there's just more people piling into the Magic Forest right here.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, this does appear to be a stronger return. There's more. Yeah, it looks like that everyone's piling in there. You can see that. There you go. Weather. I don't know. It's not that interesting. There's, hey, good news. We've got a new French wheel tank, a Tier 9 coming out. I'm assuming that's a premium. Premium Tier 9 French wheel tank with EBR magic moves. Guys excited?
To be honest, I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted.
What is the speed of the Tier 9 currently? The Tier 9 goes zoom zoom, but how much zoom zoom does it go? It goes 65. And the EBR 105 goes zoom zoom 70. Are you guys seeing the speed on this thing?
What's it say?
80.
No. That.
Yes.
Really? Seriously? Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, the EBR 105 does 70 base. Wow.
There's no point in that. Imagine being on mines with that. You couldn't use that.
Is that the new fastest tank in the game? It has to be, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. But there is no way of using. All right, if you're on Proc or Moravanka or something, you can use it, but you couldn't use that anywhere else on most of the maps. So it's pointless. Absolutely pointless. It's just going to get somewhere faster than everything else. That's all.
The CS63 does 60, and then wait a minute, top speed 75. So the CS63, when it has turbo on, does 75, but it's not 80.
No, it's not 80 or 85 with the turbo. So, yeah.
Oh, and it's an autoloader. It's a.
Oh man.
At least,
but dude, that's true.
At least it's not. At least it's not a Barask 390 Alpha or 360 or whatever that.
Well,
thing is.
no, but I mean, it's still
360,
so
I think.
annoying because your focus will be taken off the game trying to chase that little piece of rubbish around the game.
Yeah, so it's got a two shell clip, 17-second reload, so it's very Barask-esque, but it's only got a 250 Alpha as opposed to 360, which the Barask has.
Yeah.
It does 80. It does 40 backwards.
That's faster than some light tanks going forward. Oh dear, excuse me. Can I throw in a tangent?
Hold on. Let me think about this. Whole traverse is that has to be part of the turn rate, 40 degrees. Hold on, what is the?
But it's not. It's got a turret, hasn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the whole traverse on the 105? Mobility, engine power, top speed. Maximum wheel turning angle 33. See, that says whole traverse. Does that mean it turns more like a tank like the British ones do?
So you would have quite a wide arc as opposed to spinning on its tail like an EBR.
I don't know because it doesn't have the maximum wheel turning angle stat that the other wheel tanks do. So I don't see a whole turning rate traverse speed. I think it turns more like the tanks. I think it turns more like the British ones.
Which, okay, that's useful because then at least it's not doing backflips and landing on its feet and doing all sorts of stupid acrobatics. But it's still at 85 or 80 miles an hour. That thing is going to get crazy. I mean, you could virtually drive into the enemy team, spot all 15 of them, and then get out of there.
So it's weird.
Without being shot.
What's weird about that is the 6x6, the Lynx, also has the maximum wheel turning angle stat and not a whole traverse stat.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe they're changing. I don't, because the 6x6 will also do the spin. It's not quite as good as EBRs, but it will do the come off the power and turn up its own arsehole. So I don't know, fellas, because it looks a lot like a Lynx 6x6. It looks like an upgraded 6x6, maybe a follow-on chassis or event.
Well, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody's saying it looks top heavy, but again, that's not in-game mechanics. In real life, it would be top heavy, I guess, but in the game, it won't have any effect. I don't think. I don't think it will flip over.
I mean, I don't know if that's just I may be making too much of it. I don't know if maybe it does have the maximum wheel turn degree stat, and it does turn like the other French wheeled tanks.
Cool.
Well, let's see. Well, let's see if the British ones actually do it that way. How do they show their stuff?
Does the Lynx do 80 mile an hour? Does it?
Oh no, they're mediums. Hold on, let's see mediums. Got the wrong thing here. All right. The concept. What does it show for mobility? It shows a traverse speed. It also shows a maximum wheel turning angle, so it's got both. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if that's an oversight or... Yeah. So the GSOR 1006/7 has a 5-degree maximum, so it shows both. It shows a traverse speed and a maximum. But of course, the EBRs won't spin in place.
No. Coronel Potter's right. The Lynx does 80.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Just had a quick look. I've just gone to the stats on the Lynx. It does 80, I want to say 40 or 80 something. Let me just have a quick look again.
Really? Mobility. It does show 80 as the top speed. Wow. Specific power is 33.49. This one has a little more specific power, so it's a little bit better power to weight ratio.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Titan Twang, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Interesting. Auto-loading Tier 9 French light tank. Whether it turns like the French light tanks, which I assume it does, is to be seen. And it does 80, which I did not realize the Lynx did 80. I think the Lynx, it takes a while for the Lynx to get to 80. I
was just about to say that. I think the power to weight ratio on the Lynx makes it quite a slow starter. I mean, 80 is probably maxed out across proc or something like that. You certainly wouldn't get that on smaller maps.
Yeah, for example, an EBR 105 is a 41.
Yeah.
0.62.
Okay.
What's the Tier 9? The Tier 9 is 37.84. That's a little closer. But yeah, so the higher tier, what about the premium one? The premium one is sitting at 30.409. So it's only a little bit. The EBR 105 is a little bit slow, or 75. EBR 75 FL10 is a little sluggish getting started. EBR 90 is 83, really? Oh, there you go. That's actually the fastest in the game, isn't it? And it's the same speed backwards. Didn't realize that. Wait a minute. It is. It's 83 forward and backwards. I didn't realize the 90 did that.
Wow.
It's because the 105 doesn't go as fast backwards as forward. It's still fast. The 90, that's wild. It goes as fast backwards as it does forward. Wait, is there a turbo on this thing? Huh. That's hard to tell if there's a turbo on it or not. I wonder if that's the turbo speed 8040. Or if it just has that, because it doesn't really say that. It doesn't have the rapid in parentheses on it. So I'm wondering if that has the X, press X for faster thing. Yeah, it's been a long time, Chronos. I don't even know if have they ever sold the FL10 again since it came out? I don't remember.
No. I mean, I got it, but I've never seen it on sale again.
Yeah,
I might
don't
be
know.
wrong.
All right, so that thing is out there, and I'm not really sure. It's on Super Test, so I'm not sure when that's going to show up. The Tier 8 Conceiva. It's inconceivable.
Yeah,
Double barrel, 280 alpha,
of course it is.
219 pen, 248 with gold, which is not amazing.
It's not. Is it double barrel cyclic? For want of a better way of putting it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember how its mechanic works. We went through this whole thing. We broke it down last Sunday, I think, and to be honest, I can't exactly remember how it works. But I think you have to wait.
Yeah.
You can shoot them separately, but then you have to wait for both to reload before you can shoot again, or something
Shoot
like
again.
that.
Something like that, yeah.
Don't quote me. It goes something like that. 34 forward, 12 backwards. That's pretty fast backwards for a heavy. Sluggish though, 13.5.
Yeah.
It's got minus 10 degrees.
So it's the old peek and poker, isn't it, for a heavy?
Yeah. 280 turret, which is decent at tier 8. 120 hull, which is also not bad. It's the Conceiva. Special Battle Pass Winter Chapter, so that's going to be after Christmas. This is starting to look at the next Battle Pass. And apparently there's going to be a Tier 9 M103M, which will be the fourth chapter of the next Battle Pass. That's already been leaked out there. If that continues to be true, then kind of like the Nomad, the T-832, etc., etc. So that's on the horizon. It's a modernized M103M, so modernized. These are some screenshots. I'm not going to dig through them, but these are some of the tanks from Christmas. There's the Tier 5 dude. There's a little Tier 3 guy. I think that's the gift tank, the free one. Oh, there's another one right there. I'm trying to find. Oh, this one's pretty cool. This is a Soviet TD. It was never built, but they were looking at possibilities, and that's a Sherman hole. Thinking about putting a massive gun. It looks like you can see that's the standard Russian 120 with the big old bubble mantlet thing on it right there, poking out of a A4 or whatever hole, A2, whichever one it is, A4, A2.
Which is probably means that the hull isn't going to be very well armored then.
Yeah.
To be fun, yeah.
They never built it. It was just a proposal, but apparently that's kicking around. The Su-100I. Here's a little Tier 4 Japanese TD that was actually built. So they built 60 of these. One of the most mass-produced Japanese tank destroyers. So that was actually something that they ran around with. We've got another Char Murat, another French Tier 9 medium tank, which has kind of double tracks right here.
All right.
Common test stuff. This is the Tier 9 heavy tank, the Russian 265T. It's that rear turreted thing. And then there's the Prototype 6, which is the Italian Tier 8 medium with a reloading system. Because we need more of those.
Of course we do.
The Iraq 105 Proto, which is another French light tank. There are all kinds of French light tanks coming out. I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's the same stuff we talked about last.
Draconis is saying, fun fact, the Tier 4 A32 was the fastest tank of the game at launch at 70 mile an hour front speed. So
Oh, there
if
you
that's
go.
the case, yeah, if that is the case, it's the forward speed on these tanks have crept up by 20 mile an hour to the top speed.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Well, you know, I thought 80 was the highest, but we found at least two, right? Two that were above. One
Yeah,
was 83
yeah,
and
yeah.
whatever. So,
Yeah.
or tied at least. The
Did you get
A32.
did you get the latest survey from World of Tanks
No.
a couple of days ago? Here's an interesting fact. They were asking in the survey, for once they were asking sensible questions. They were asking what collabs did you enjoy as a player? What collabs would you like to see in the future? And, you know, it's the normal, like, don't care, do care, greatly care, all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. They actually listed a number of collabs. And for the life of me, I should have wrote it down. I can't remember them, but some of them seemed quite useful.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the standard, do you like cartoon character, blah, blah, that sort of thing. And I put absolutely not, or whatever the worst answer was for that one. But, yeah, so it was quite interesting that they were talking about modes, Christmas, and collabs in the survey. So it'll probably be my fault when we get the Christmas one, and it will be an absolute crap collab joined up.
We've
with,
heard nothing about that, have we?
No,
Not
no,
a-
we
not a
haven't, but
peep.
As I said, I should have made notes when I did the survey. I didn't think to do it. Yeah.
Is the A32 still a Tier 4? I must not have that tank. I thought I did. I might have played it. I think I had it as a rental or something.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me have a look. A32.
I don't know if I even have any battles.
What
in
was it? Tier 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, Russian, right? Tier 4 Russian.
Russian, yeah. Yeah, no, I ain't got it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still in the. I wonder if you still get it. Don't know.
Well, it was one of the. It was like. Wasn't it like the KV5? It was one of the.
Yeah,
for
it was
the
like a
initial
reward tank. or
super
something, wasn't
testers or whatever it was.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. I must have played it. Yeah, I must have played it on the CC account because I don't have any battles in it. So I don't. That's one of the tanks I don't have right there. Cool. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about the collab, if there is one or what's going on. I'm kind of surprised by
No,
that.
it'd be
Actually.
interesting. Do you know what? I should have made notes. I do apologise, everybody. I should have made notes because as I was doing the survey, it never really clicked until you get to the end and say, how old are you? And I put 192 and then finished it. And I went, oh,
Well, hold on though. How long ago was that?
that was last week.
Oh, well, they're not going to gin up a collab in the next 2 weeks.
No, but I think the intention behind the survey, well, whatever the intention was, but the impression I got was that they wanted to know whether the player base thought that the collab idea was a good thing. Now, that doesn't mean what collab is it going to be for Christmas,
Oh,
but whether it's a good idea. And they listed a number of genres they would collab with. And I should have wrote it down. I do remember one being like the cartoony ones, like the Tank Girls or whatever its stupid
Yeah.
thing is.
I mean that's probably a
remember that.
general for future reference. I don't
General
think
for
that's going to
future
have
reference,
anything
not
to
for
do
Christmas,
with.
no.
Not this Christmas. 'Cause that
No.
that will have already been done months ago, or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
half a year ago. If there is one, I don't know. Maybe there's not one this year.
Doesn't seem to be, does it? Normally they hype it up a little bit, don't they?
Well, I think soonly, if they're going to have a kind of a reveal or teaser video, that should be out, I would imagine, any time, because I think this whole thing kicks off in 2 weeks, right? It's the 6th.
Yeah.
So
we haven't got far, have we?
I don't remember when we got it last time. Probably like after Thanksgiving, maybe the 2nd or 3rd, with a teaser and then a reveal on the release day of the 6th. So probably not this coming week, but the week after.
The week after, yeah.
If there was, that's where I would think it would be. Maybe like Sunday after Thanksgiving. You know, you got the Black Friday on Friday. Maybe Saturday, Sunday. Maybe somewhere in that weekend, next weekend. Maybe a reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are fun, Jimmy. I kind of like them. It'll be interesting. May your knife chip and break. Yeah, maybe it's him. Chalamet or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. Have you watched Dune 2 yet?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I only watched it 2 days ago. I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know it's pretty old hat now, but I watched it 2 days ago.
I liked
and also
the
watched
80s
Venom.
version or 90s version, whatever it was, that had Sting in it.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah, I thought that was
oh,
that
yeah,
was nothing
yeah.
wrong with that. I mean, it is what it is
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Pretty
You
good.
watched Venom 2. Have you watched Venom as well now?
I haven't watched Venom actually. I've seen a lot of clips on social media and
cool.
YouTube.
Yeah. It's
And I
cool.
like Tom Hardy. It's Tom Hardy, right?
Yeah.
I like him. I just, for whatever reason, I haven't sat down and watched it. I'm not a
No,
big.
it's cool.
I'm not
Cool.
big into the anti-hero stuff. I mean, whatever.
Doom was hard to follow. It was.
I read the
Doom-
first 2 or
I
3
read the
books.
Yeah, I read the book. They were hard to follow reading.
Yeah.
Never mind, the films. Yeah,
Once he started jumping around and doing all this other, I kind of lost interest in it.
Yeah. But I read Dune. Now I don't want to say I was a child, but I was definitely young when I first read the books. I mean, the books have been around for donkey's years.
Oh yeah, he's one of the OG science fiction guys.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's a good series. I liked it.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I wrote it back when I was reading like White Gold Wielder and all these like
Yeah.
early fantasy and science fiction books. Right after I, because the book that got me into all that was the Tolkien books. When I was probably 10 or 11, I read Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and then it was off the
Yeah.
races. I was reading every bit of that stuff I could read.
Lord of the Rings was, I think, most people's classic sci-fi type book. I think.
Yeah.
But it was such a big read. I mean, the book was. I've still got it somewhere. It was this thick. It was like because it was 3 distinct chapters in the book, or 3 books within one book.
Well, yeah, the Lord of the Rings series. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like this big. And then I actually tracked down a few years after I started reading that. I tracked down The Hobbit, and it was like that. It was a book. There was a book about 10 pages long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first introduction also to series books that had different parts.
Yeah. I love that whole. Obviously, I've got my English literature degree, so of course I love that sort of thing. But I love the fact that people have such massive imaginations. They can do complete life stories through 3 different books. Do you know what I mean? And it all interweaves.
Yeah.
How you remember all that? That this part connects to this part. 30 years difference. How do you do that as a writer? Crazy.
Yeah, the Elric stuff was good. I read some of that. I liked the Black Company stuff. That
Yeah.
was good. White Gold Wielder. I liked that. I've read a bunch of it. I haven't read a lot of the more modern stuff. I tried to pick up Sanderson's.
Yeah.
He finished. I did Wheel of Time. I think Sanderson was the guy who finished Wheel of Time for Jordan, not
Right.
Robert Jordan. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I might be getting the names wrong, but I'm pretty sure he finished that. He finished that series. But yeah, that's good, Jimmy. Those are good.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Can't
But
mind them.
he's got some stuff that everyone just raves about. But he's one of these guys that really likes to get into the technical details of his magic system and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care, dude.
No.
You're driving me crazy with this.
I tell you what, I am sort of leaning towards these days is autobiographies, but not autobiographies of the great, good, and famous. But we've got, there's a couple of people out there who have put out autobiographies, and they're not famous in any way, shape, or form, but they are known, if you know. So, because they've got such interesting stories, people's lives are far more interesting than fiction.
Can be for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so relatable as well, because when you read an autobiography, you can almost guarantee that there'll be a section in that autobiography that applies directly to your own life. So you can empathize with it and sort of get into it. I'm really into them at the moment.
I like the John Carter of Mars stuff.
Yeah, that was weird and wacky though back in the day.
Yeah, Burroughs, Edgar Rice Burroughs. That's what Grendel just said. I like his Mars series. Did he do Tarzan too? Is that right?
No,
I thought Edgar Rice Burroughs did Tarzan.
Oh, he might have done actually. I'm trying to think. I thought it was.
The Mars books were some of the ones that I liked the most of his. I don't remember if he was Tarzan.
Yes,
guy.
he did Tarzan.
Yes,
he
Tarzan.
did
Yeah,
Tarzan.
I didn't care about
actually-
Tarzan.
I stayed at the place where he got the idea of Tarzan being Lord Greystoke. I stayed at the Greystoke estate about 4 months ago, and I met Lord Greystoke. Looks nothing like Tarzan. He's like 76 years old, 6 foot, not even 6 foot, 5'8", skinny as a rake, and his wife Moira, she's a proper English lady. She gives it as good as she gets. You can imagine Princess Anne, but in a Land Rover, running around the estate. You know, that's sort of like, and fantastic couple. But that's where he got the idea of Lord Greystoke from. And they ham it up. I mean, the estate now, the estate is huge, absolutely massive estate up in Cumbria. But they ham it up a little bit because the local pub has a lot of Tarzan memorabilia in it and all that sort of stuff. So they use it to its great effect. You know, come and stay at Tarzan's stately home.
Yeah.
And you go up there. It is a proper stately home. It's 35 bedrooms and 400 kitchens and toilets and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
He's Tarzcant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, all right, fellas. I got to get on with my day.
Doing stuff.
Yeah, I got to.
I've got a fact for you. I've got
Okay.
a fact for you.
All right, give me a
Here we
fact.
go. Here's an interesting fact. 85 years ago this week, Winston Churchill said that if the world likes to eat chicken leg pieces, why does the farmer raise a whole chicken? Well, this has baffled scientists for 85 years, but they can now apparently produce in the lab a chicken leg or a chicken breast. They don't have to have the whole chicken. So that's the way forward for feeding the world, isn't it?
Yeah. I would not. My advice to you is to not eat that stuff.
What is that made of?
Yeah, that lab grown stuff is apparently.
Microplastics.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
that is probably not what you want to be eating. Yeah, honeydew list, absolutely decarded. Got to get to it. We're gonna finish up the closet stuff, and then I have a bunch of whatever I'm gonna do with this stuff to figure out. All right, Pilgrim.
Conceal carry your pistol all day long. Nobody will notice.
I would if I didn't work on a base. Unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't take it onto the base, which is
No, you can't do that.
super irritating. But anyway. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody coming by. We'll see if I can stream later this week. If I don't see you before then, have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I will get a video out at some point in the near future about the Tankers Helping Tankers thing. We'll chuck some boxes at people. Obviously, when we figure out what's going on, we'll have some giveaways and all that good stuff and have some fun during Christmas. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Thanksgiving. That is all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic. But hold on. We got to...
Got to find somebody to
yeah, I screwed up.
raid. But that's it from Pilgrim on the correct side of the Atlantic. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Fill
man.
yourself with turkey if you can. Have
I
fun.
didn't watch enough. I didn't watch enough finals to get any goodies, and that's a bummer.
Oh
well. What you gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
Let's see who we got.
Bad boys.
What you gonna do? Wow, it's pretty barren out there, Pilgrim.
Is it?
Yeah, this guy is Total War 1963. Whatever, let's rate him. Normally I have to have a camera, but whatever. Total War 1963. We'll go raid this guy. What about this guy? Gotta
You
find-
won't know what's hit him.
No, they never do.
Absolutely brilliant.
All right. Oh, I'm unable to raid. Oh, does he have it turned off? Maybe he doesn't like us. That's not
Oh
nice.
yeah. That's not nice, is it?
No, it's not nice at all.
Okay.
94 Struggler 95. That's guy looks weird. What's going on with this dude?
I'll open up my channel and you can raid me if you like.
That's right. 94 Strug. All right, let's try that guy. Maybe we'll get some more rapping. There he is. All right. Okay, got it. Starting the raid. Thanks for coming by, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully see you next week. That is all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
Pilgrim signing off from the correct side of the Atlantic, sir.
See ya.